Can't Cover Rome kicks off our Bears mailbag. My name is Harrison Graham. He says, if the Bengals keep losing, could trading for Trey Hendrickson happen? Well, there has been some chatter that this could recirculate, not even necessarily with the Bears, but just in general, as obviously Cincinnati's having a rough go of it. I mean, when you trade for Joe Flacco, you're pretty desperate. So could things change? Hendrickson's having another good year. His pass rush grade per PFF is in the 90s again. He has 21 pressures. I mean, he's who he's been, right? A dominant pass rusher, a fine run defender, but you're not bringing him in to stop the run. You're bringing him in to affect the quarterback, which the Bears need a lot more of. They have 5 guys with 1 sack in 4 games. Not nearly good enough. Obviously, Montez Sweat is not living up to his contract, and I think that would be the challenge here because Sweat's making $24.5 million. Dio Adengbo's making $16. You know, you've paid Grady Jarrett some money. I think you would have to probably get off of Montez Sweat's contract, like trade him separately for like, I don't know, 5th-round pick or something, day 3 pick, just to get out of the money to bring in Hendrickson. Now, Hendrickson's cap hit for a team that trades for him is only $16 million, but that's actually prorated down by the week. So, every week that goes by, it basically goes down $1 million. We're already 5 weeks in, so it'll probably be like $11 million. If it's closer to the deadline, it's probably more like $8 million. So you could, in theory, probably absorb that even with Sweat on the roster, but long term, you would not have Sweat, Adengbo, and Trey Hendrickson. And considering you just signed Adengbo, I think Sweat would probably end up being the odd man out. That would be my guess. So is it possible? Certainly. He would help quite a bit. This pass rush sucks. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. You beat Washington, you stack a couple wins, you want to get aggressive. Day 2 pick for Trey Hendrickson. I'm not giving up a 1 for him, but get him for a 2nd or a 3rd. I think that's something I would consider under the right circumstances. Would you trade a day 2 pick for Trey Hendrickson? Because remember, he is in a contract year, free agent after this year, so you'd have to be prepared to extend him, just like you did with Montez Sweat, which felt awesome at the time and has not paid off. So type T for trade, K for keep. Give us your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Anthony here, $5 super chat. He says, I don't think this is a must-win. It would be nice to be 3-2, but I think we'll be fine even if we lose. Yeah, I agree. I think this is a big game. It becomes bigger if you win it. If you lose, I don't think it's the end of the world, but I think more so, I don't think this team would fold if they lost like they did last year. But I think more so, this could be like a launch point game. If you could win this game, then you got the Saints coming to town. That's a game you're going to be heavily favored in, probably regardless, but especially if you win. You could get to 4-2 there, feeling really good about yourself. So I'm with you. I wouldn't label it a must-win, but I would label it a statement win if you got it, and I think your expectations, you could start talking playoffs again if you get it. So hopefully they do. That'd be nice. I love Harry's beard. My wife also likes it. If they, Chicago, win this game on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that they make the postseason? I mean, if right now, I think I saw something like their playoff chances are like 28%, crowded NFC. There's obviously still questions about the Bears. Does it jump to like 50-50 if you win this game? You're 3-2. Again, winnable games coming up. Saints at home. Ravens and Bengals on the road, but Baltimore's have a litany of injuries. The Bengals without Burrow. We'll see how it looks with Flacco, but I don't think it's going to be much better than it was with Jake Browning. Giants come to town. You got some games you could win here. So, yeah, I think if you win this game, like I said, the thought of playoffs re-enters the mind, right? It's like, okay, there's a path here. But if you lose it, not that that's over, it's a lot harder because it's a crowded NFC, and you wouldn't have the tiebreaker against Washington, a team that, in theory, you could be competing with for a playoff spot. All right, today's show is sponsored by Ethos. Life insurance is important, fellas, and Ethos is going to get you life insurance in quick and easy fashion. It's one of the most important investments you'll make, life insurance. And now with Ethos, you can get covered and protected in minutes with rates as low as $2 per day. Billed monthly, you can also get up to $3 million in total coverage. As a husband, as a dad, having life insurance is absolutely vital, and it's something I do not take lightly. Ethos is revolutionizing the insurance industry with a 100% online process and can provide protection for you and your loved ones. With Ethos, you can get life insurance in as little as 10 minutes. They have no medical exams, just a few easy health questions online. Their 100% online and hassle-free process makes it easy to apply. You'll get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house, which is absolutely awesome. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry. They have a 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 2,400 reviews. So don't wait any longer. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes at ethos.com/NFL Daily /NFL Daily to get a free quote. Application times may vary, rates may vary as well. So go check it out. Link is in the comments and in the description. Check out Ethos today, ethos.com/NFL Daily. All right, super chat coming in. Bears fan for life. Appreciate the 5. How likely? I think you mean how likely is it that Poles will trade for an edge or a running back before the deadline? Like a notable one or a minor move? I don't know. We know he likes trading. I'll give it 30%. I mean, I think there's a decent chance. Would I anticipate a major move? I mean, it's hard to predict that if a team's going to make a big move. I think you'll hear some chatter increase if they win this game. I think you'll kind of hear if the Bears beat the Saints, they're 4-2. Do they kind of try to go for it a little bit? So I think the picture will become more clear in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, those are two areas that could certainly improve. If you're a die-hard Bears fan, raise your hand. How many of you guys did that at home? Probably 0. But if you want to support the show, subscribe, hit the button. It's free. We would appreciate it. William Bomer, is Tony Pollard a name to keep an eye on for a possible trade? That's an interesting one. The Titans aren't that deep at running back, though, so do you want to take away Cam Ward's RB1 if you're Tennessee? Also, is there a big difference between Tony Pollard and DeAndre Swift? They're kind of similar to me. Pollard might be a little more decisive as a runner, but they're kind of both. They got decent skill sets. They're more than scat backs, but they're less than bell cows. Yeah, I don't know if Pollard actually makes a ton of sense. I mean, if it's like a 7th round pick or something, sure, but I wouldn't trade anything notable for him. Chris, it's a good sign if Kyler Gordon is out there. Yeah, he was limited on Thursday, but he said this week he's playing, so hopefully that's the case. Haven't seen him yet this year. I think he can help in a lot of ways. Run support can give you some more options to play even more man coverage. You can blitz him. So, yeah, Dennis Allen spoke highly of him when he took this job. So, seems like he has a lot of plans for him. Get those score predictions in. Bears, Commanders, who wins, and what is the score at the end of the day? Want to know from you guys down in the comments section below who wins and what's the score. Dylan, Rachaad White had a massive game last week. Sorry, Colin, what's your thoughts on him? Maybe being a day 3 pick instead of a top 15 bat, Brees Kamara or Achane. I just don't think the Bucs are moving him. For one, Bucky Irving's injured. 2, I kind of thought maybe Sean Tucker coming into this year would be their 2 ahead of White, but that has not been the case. I don't see why Tampa would move him, even if Bucky Irving's healthy. Rachaad White has shown a lot. It seems like Sean Tucker could be available. I mean, he only had 3 carries in that game despite Bucky Irving not playing, but I don't think Rachaad White's getting moved. So, Kiddis, do you think a trade for Crosby could be on the table, and how much do you think it would take? I would be shocked by this one. For one, his contract's massive. For 2, I mean, you're talking at least a 1 and a day 2 pick. It might be 2 1s. I think the Raiders would demand a lot. Like I think their starting point would be the Micah package, 2 firsts, and what was it, 2 firsts and a defensive tackle. So like, you know, even if it ended up being slightly less, it's still going to cost a lot. I don't think the Bears have that big of a swing in them at the deadline, and you'd have to move some money around to make it work. Again, you'd probably have to – I mean, if they would take Montez Sweat back, great, or if you moved him in a separate trade, cool, but that seems a little rich for what's realistic for this team. I think Crosby could get moved, but I think it would be more for a true, like, Super Bowl contender, or that's a player that we revisit in the offseason for teams when it comes to Maxx Crosby. All right, some really good questions there. Appreciate you guys for firing them in here in the live chat. If you have more questions, find me on social media at HGramNFL, both on Twitter and Instagram. We will continue the conversation over there. Bear down.